What's up, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel, HDA Forex Empire. I hope you are all doing good. And I'm back again with weekly outlook. We are going to analyze the Forex market and see what is likely to happen this coming week in the Forex market. But before we dive into the chart, make sure you turn on the notification bell and subscribe to the channel. And please share to friends and family so that they don't miss what you are enjoying in this channel. See you in the chat. So guys, starting with GBP card on the daily time frame, if you have to look at recent price action, we can see that GBP card is bearish. If you have to study recent price action, we can see that GBP card is kind of bearish on the daily time frame because we have this after this bullish move here, then we had this move here, then we had this, then we had this. So it's likely that something is likely to continue then that downward movement. But let's move to the 4-hour time frame and see what we have there also, because we can't only confirm from the daily time frame. So on the 4-hour time frame now, we saw that we had this zone here, we had this particular zone here on the 4-hour time frame. We had this zone of interest on the 4-hour time frame for GBP card. We had this zone here, and we also had another zone here. We also had another zone here. We also had another zone here, a beautiful zone here. We also had this beautiful zone here on GBP card. So now on GBP card, we also can spot another zone here. We can also spot another zone of interest here. We can also spot another zone of interest here. So like I said, I'm bearish on GBP card this coming week. And now if you have to study the price action carefully, we saw that now GBP card was ranging at this very point here. GBP card was ranging at this very point here. Then we saw the drop to this point here. Then we saw price retesting this key level here. Price retested this key level here. And now we can see that price has broken this particular key level here. So now what I want to see is this. I want to see price retesting this key level here. Price retesting this key level here. Then place my sell entries, then buy up to this point. So this will be my targets for GBP card. Or it's likely that price can break this structure here. Price can break this structure. Price can break this structure upward here. So if price breaks this structure upward, I want to see price move up to this point here. Then place my sell entries here. Then downward to this point here on GBP card. So this is my analysis. But let's see on the 1-hour time frame what we have there also on the 1-hour time frame. What we have on the 1-hour time frame also. So still the same thing. Still the same thing on GBP card. So like I said, I want to see a retest to this key level here. Then sell up to this point here. Or if price does what? If price breaks this structure here. If price breaks this structure upward here, we can also scalp some buys by waiting for a retest to this zone here. So if we want to place buy trade, we have to wait for price to break this structure upward, then wait for a retest, then buy up to this point here. So when we buy up to this point here, we can also look for selling opportunities here. Then price moves downward to this point here. So this is my analysis on GBP card. So guys, moving to Euro CHF also, particularly in this video, I won't be analyzing the USD pairs. Today I'm moving to different pairs. Because the USD pairs looks kind of confusing to me. So today I'll be looking at other pairs rather. So today I'll be analyzing USD pairs, but looking at Euro CHF on the daily time frame, we can also see that price is kind of ranging. If you have to study recent price action, price is kind of ranging on Euro CHF. But if you have to try and spot some key levels, we can spot a key level at this point here. This key zone here, a zone of interest at this very point here on Euro CHF. We have this beautiful zone here on Euro CHF. Euro CHF. Then we can also spot a beautiful trend line here also. We have a beautiful trend line here also. We have a beautiful trend line. Once price is ranging on Euro CHF, I don't actually know the movement of the market, whether the market will be moving up or downwards. But we can look at certain scenarios. So let's move to the 4-hour time frame and see what we have there also. So on the 4-hour time frame, now we can spot this key level here. We can have this key level here. This zone of interest on the 4-hour time frame on Euro CHF. Then we can also have this beautiful trend line here on Euro CHF. We have this beautiful trend line here on Euro CHF. So like I said, I don't actually know the movement of the markets particularly, but now if you want to buy or sell, now we can look at certain scenarios. So in this case, if you want to buy Euro CHF right now, this is the scenario I'll be looking at. If I want to buy, first I want to see price do what? Price break this structure. I want to see price break this structure upward here, then a retest to this zone here, then the continuation of an upward movement. So this is my first scenario on buy. Then another buy opportunity we can look for. So let's have this zone here. Let's have this zone of interest on USCHF here. We can have this zone of interest here. So we can also wait for price to drop to this point here. Price can drop to this point here, then look for buying confirming candles, then we place our trade or our buy trade. So here will be our TP1, then our TP2 will be somewhere here. So this time I'm buying scenarios on Euro CHF, and if you also to look at the sell aspect, on my sell trades. This is what I want to see on Euro CHF. I want to see Euro CHF break this structure downward here. Then wait for a retest to this zone here, then place and wait for a selling confirming candle, then place my sell trades on Euro CHF. So these are my scenarios on Euro CHF and my analysis on Euro CHF. So let's move to the next pair. So on our next pair, EURCAD, on the daily time frame, you can see that EURCAD is also kind of bearish. Recent price action shows that EURCAD is bearish on the daily time frame. But let's move to the 4-hour time frame and see what we have there. Maybe the trend can be different or something else. So on the 4-hour time frame, you can see that EURCAD is also kind of ranging on the 4-hour time frame if you have to study recent price action, because we can spot this zone here. We can have this zone of interest here on the 4-hour time frame. And we can also have this zone here on the 4-hour time frame. Like I said, on the 4-hour time frame, EURCAD is ranging, but on the daily time frame, EURCAD is kind of bearish. So now let's see what we have here. So now we can spot a beautiful trend line here. We can spot a trend line here. We can spot this beautiful trend line here on EURCAD. So like the daily time frame is telling us, we are bearish on EURCAD. But on the 4-hour time frame, it looks ranging. So now this is what I want to see if I want to sell on EURCAD. So if I want to sell on EURCAD, I want to see first, we can have this zone here first. Where's my triangle? We can have this zone here. This important zone here. We can have this zone here. Beautiful one. So now I want to see this. I want to see price move upward to this zone here. If I want to see price move upward to this zone here, then look for selling confirming candles, then sell downward on EURCAD. But what happens if price breaks the structure upward? So if price breaks the structure upward, like this, I want to see a retest into this zone here, then look for buying confirming candles, then buy up to this level here. So this is my analysis. This is what I have on EURCAD. This is what I have on EURCAD. But let's look at the 1 hour time frame and see what we have there also. So like those of you want to catch the early move, you can see if you are to study the recent candlestick here, it's likely that maybe EURCAD can do what? Can retest this zone again. So once EURCAD gets to this zone again, it's likely to happen. It's not an assurance, it's likely to happen. Once EURCAD gets to this zone here, we can look for buying confirming candles like a bullish engulfing candle or a hammer candlestick or any other bullish confirming candle here. Then we can buy up to this point here. I hope you are getting it. So this is what I have for you on EURCAD. So guys, looking at the New Zealand dollar and the Canadian dollar pair. Now we can, if we are to look at recent price action, we could see that price is ranging. We can see that price is kind of ranging on the New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar. You can see price is kind of ranging here. Price is ranging on this pair. Price is ranging on this pair. Now let's move to the 4 hour time frame and see what we have there also. Let's see. Let me try and modify this zone a little bit. I want to modify the zone. I'm trying to modify it. I think this will be better. This is better. So now on this pair, like I said, we are ranging. But if I have to look at the 4 hour time frame, now we could see this happening. Now we saw this double bottom here on NZD card. We saw this double bottom here. We saw the W pattern here. So then we saw price got to this point here, then price coming down here. So what it's likely that price will continue upward here. But this is what I want to see in particular. So we had this zone here also. We also had this beautiful zone here. We had this beautiful zone here on NZD card. So now, like I said, I'm kind of bullish on NZD card because of this double bottom here. But anything can happen in the market here. So now this is what we have here. So now, if you want to sell this pair, I want to see a retest to this point here. I want to see a retest to this zone here. If I want to sell this pair, I want to see a retest to this zone here. Then look for selling confirming candles, then sell up to this point here. So this is my first scenario on NZD card. And now if I want to buy, I want to see price drop down to this level here. Then look for buying confirming candles, then buy up to this point here. Then we can buy up to this point here. But if you are to take our Fibonacci, let's draw our Fibonacci here. We have our Fib retracement here. Now if you have to take this Fibonacci here now and do this, we have our Fibonacci here. So now we can see that now price has gotten below the 15 level zone. Price is below the 50%. Price has gotten to, once this in an uptrend now, so meaning that price has gotten to discount. As traders, we always want to buy at a discount level. So this green zone is a discount level we want to buy at. So anything can happen. Like I said, price can just shoot up. Once price has gotten to discount level, it can shoot up from this level. So when price shoots up, that one I have nothing to do about it. But in my scenario, I want to see price drop down to this zone here, then buy. So this is my analysis on NZD card. So guys, looking at NZD CHF also. Now if you have to look at this pair, recent price behavior, you can see that the market is kind of choppy on this pair. The market is kind of choppy on this pair, but let's move to the 4 hour time frame. I think we can get a clearer picture there. We can get a clearer picture and better moves there. So now let's focus on this recent price action here on NZDCHF. So we can have this trend line here. We have this trend line here, beautiful one here. We have this trend line here, this beautiful trend line here. We have this beautiful trend line here. And we also have another trend line here. We have another trend line here. We also have another trend line here. We also have another trend line here. We have this trend line here. Solid one. So now we can also have this zone of interest here. This zone of interest. This is a zone of interest for me. This is a zone of interest for me here. But let me move to the 1 hour time frame because the zone looks too big and see whether I can modify it a bit. So let's try and modify our zone. So we have this beautiful zone here. Then we can also have this beautiful zone here using our triangle. We can also have this here. This here. Beautiful one. Nice one. So now this is what I want to see. I want to see on NZDCHF. Actually, I'm kind of bullish on NZDCHF. So I want to see price do this. I want to see price drop to this zone here, then buy up to this level here, on NZDCHF. So this my buy scenario on NZDCHF. But like I said, anything can happen in the market. So when price breaks this structure here, I want to see a retest to this zone here, then sell confirming candles, then sell to this point here. So this is my analysis on NZDCHF for you guys. So now let's move to the next page. So guys, looking at US oil from last week's video or analysis I made, I was targeting 90 between I was targeting between 89 and 90 on US oil. I was targeting between 89 and 90 on US oil from last week's analysis. That was my target on US oil. But price failed to get to that zone. So now let's see what we have. We identified the structure. We identified this sorry. We identified this structure here first before identifying this particular one here first. So now let's move to the 4 hour time frame and see what we have on US oil and see what the market is likely to do. So now on the 4 hour time frame, if you have to look at recent price movement, recent price action, we can see that price is kind of ranging on US oil. Price is ranging between this zone here and this zone on US oil, this zone on US oil, this zone on US oil. So this is what price is doing on US oil. So let's see. So let's move to the 1 hour time frame and see what we have there also on the 1 hour time frame. So on the 1 hour time frame, like I said, still the same thing on the 1 hour time frame. Price is ranging. So now this is going to be a tough one on US oil. So now, right now, we can see that price has gotten to this particular level here. So now, this is a beautiful range. This is a nice range. You can be trading within the range, but you should be very, very, very careful. So now, if you are to trade within the range, now, if price gets to this point here, you can look for buying confirming candles. Then buy your TP1 can be here. Then your TP2 will be up to this level here on US oil. So this is it on US oil. But personally, what I'll be doing is this. I'll be waiting for a breakout from the range. I want to see price breakout. So assuming price breaks out, I'll be waiting for a retest to this zone here, then sell up to this point here. And if price breaks out upward, price can break out upward, anything can happen. Price can break out upward. So now I'll wait for a retest to this point here, then buy up to this point here. But those of you want to catch the early move, those of you want to catch the early sales on US oil, let's move to the 15 minutes time frame for those of you scalpers. So on the 15 minutes time frame, we can see that price has done this. Price has done this, price is bearish. We can see this downward movement here. Then we can see this. So it's likely that price can retrace backward, then continue with the downward movement up to this point. So those of you don't want to miss that opportunity, this is your scenario. You can take your Fibonacci retracement. You can take your Fibonacci retracement, then place it maybe at the starting of the retracement. So let's assume that maybe our retracement will be starting here. So this is what I want to see. I want to see price move to premium level. So I want to see price move to this green zone here. That's premium, because as traders, we always want to sell at premium. We always want to sell at premium and buy at discount. In our normal human life, we always want to buy at discount prices, and we always want to sell to people at premium prices. So we always want to sell at premium. So I want to see price get to this green zone here, then look for selling confirming candles, then sell up to this point, or maybe you can sell up to this particular point here on USOIL. So those of you want to catch the early move, you can do this. You can wait for this on USOIL. So this is my analysis on USOIL. So guys, our last thing we'll be looking at is indices, which is US 500 or the S&P 500. So now on the S&P 500, looking at this on the daily time frame, we can see that prices will kind of be bullish. I don't know how to put it, but from this scenario, we see that price will be bullish because we had market doing this. Market was doing this. We saw this downward movement here. Then we had this we thought this was a retracement, then expecting the impulsive downward movement now, but failed to happen. And we saw price doing this, moving upward here. And now it looks like this move is a retracement. This move is a retracement, and now we can see price is kind of moving upward. But let's see on the 4-hour time frame and see what we have there. So now on the 4-hour time frame on S&P 500 or the US 500, we have this zone of interest here. We can spot this zone here. We can spot this zone here on the S&P 500. Sorry, let me draw it again. We have this zone here, this important zone here on the S&P 500. So this is what we have. And now we can also have this beautiful trend line here, this minor trend line here on the S&P 500. We can have this minor trend line here. We can have this minor trend line here. Now let's move to the 4-hour time frame. I'm sorry, the 1-hour time frame, and see what we have there also. Let me try and adjust my trend line a little bit. Okay, I think this cool. So now on S&P 500 or US 500, I want to see this happening in the market. Like I said, I'm kind of bullish on S&P 500, but anything can happen in the market. So I want to see price break this structure here, then wait for a retest, then place my buy trades on US 500 or S&P 500. Like I said, anything can happen. So let's look at our selling scenario here also. So on our selling scenario here also, we can spot this zone here. We can have this zone of interest here. So this is what I want to see for our selling scenario. I want to see price move downward, price break the structure here, then wait for a retest to this zone here, then the downward continuation. So this is my analysis on the US 500 or the S&P 500. Guys, thank you for watching the video. If you found this video valuable, make sure you hit the like button. And if you have any question, you can ask in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer all your questions. You can also join my Telegram channel by tapping in the link in the description box below, where I drop free forex signals and setups. No VIP, it's free for all of you. So make sure you tap on the link to join my Telegram channel. Thank you for watching.